What is up, you guys? Welcome back yet again with the D-Max. Today it's just going to be kind of a quick video because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Today I kind of want to talk about the fuel filter relocate that I did. Unfortunately, you guys, this is something I did as soon as I bought the truck, as nothing more than a matter of convenience. Something I did before I decided to start doing videos, but actually doing the install video of the relocation would have been a fantastic video to do. I actually have a buddy who has my identical truck. It's an '08 LMM. I'm trying to convince him to let me do the fuel filter relocation on his truck so I can film the process as we do it. So today, simply what I'm going to do is kind of walk you guys through it as best I can. It's going to be difficult to see with the intake and everything else in here. I'll try and explain it as best that I can. There are companies out there, eBay, Amazon, other diesel companies that actually sell the kit that you can buy to relocate it. And if you ask me, it's kind of expensive. I'm telling you, I did it a hell of a lot cheaper, and you can do it too. Most of the stuff you can just go to the box store, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, whatever you guys got, Napa, you name it, and buy it. So let me climb up in here and I'll kind of show you guys what I got going. So hard to film here, like I said, but as you guys know, your fuel filter is generally buried somewhere down under there, and most of the time to access it, it's easiest to pull your inner fender well off the right front side of the truck to get in there. In fact, the buddy that I am trying to convince to allow me to relocate it, I think just gave me some ammunition. He actually went to the dealership, just had his oil changed, asked them to change the fuel filter for him while they were in there. Guys, they charged him $120 to change that filter. Now, I don't know what most of you guys are paying. I found these AC Delco filters online. You can get them on eBay. I can get these things shipped to me for under 35 bucks. AutoZone actually sells their Chinese brand, whatever they've got going, for 46 bucks. So 35 bucks for the Delco is a good deal. Not sure what the dealership charges for the filter. Don't even want to ask, or how many labor hours they're trying to bill out for having to remove that. We all know it's an ungodly amount. Well, anyway, $120 for literally a $35 job, and all of 2 minutes if your fuel filter is relocated like this one. Not to mention, if you lose primer, you need to prime it, bleed it for whatever reason, so handy to have that quick, easy access right up top. Pop the hood, do what you got to do, and you're good to go. So like I said, you guys can either buy a kit or you can custom fab up your own bracket. Basically, you can see what I've got going on here. It's just a bracket. You've got 2 bolts that hold the filter head on there. You see, I've got 2 bolts. I've got it bolted securely there, 90 degree. I got it just bolted right up here. You know, take some measurements. Make sure you've got plenty of clearance over your power steering pump and all that. You want to be able to access that if you need to. If you guys are running a cat fuel filter, I'm not sure what the length of those are. They're a little bit bigger than this, so you just want to make sure it's going to clear and that you're still going to be able to get your hood closed without running into any issue. So if you guys are trying to make up your own, you can see my bracket is roughly 8 inches tall. From the top of the primer, you're looking at about 9.5, 9.75 inches. So if you only, I know that clears. If you want it any taller than that, I'm not sure if it's going to clear or not. But I can guarantee you, if you go that route right there, you're not going to have any issues. You got your bracket in place, you got it fabbed up, whatever. You got the filter head mounted. What you're going to want to do is go get yourself a couple pieces of fuel line. You're going to want 4 small clamps. I think, if I remember right, I got about 4 feet each direction. I don't believe I needed all that, but I wanted to have a little bit more so I didn't run short. That way I could try and run it up here along the AC lines, as you can see, and run it as cleanly as possible. Then it loops down, comes around under the intake tube. As you can see, you've got one right over here beside the alternator. The other one's going to be tough for me to film for you guys because all these wires and stuff that I ran and cleaned up after we moved the EGR, and you can kind of see the clamp. The other one goes right there. Just kind of got it looped around up here nice and clean. No sharp bends or kinks or anything like that. And you're hooked right up. Then the other thing you need to deal with is extending your wires. Like I said, I've run mine, rerouted them up here as cleanly as possible. Just need to extend your wires. And I highly, highly recommend you use the shrink style butt connectors. Shrink wrap over them, whatever you got to do to keep the moisture out of your connections. Especially with it being under the hood here. You guys are exposed to salt water in different climates, salt on the roads, all that kind of stuff like I am. You definitely want to keep it as clean as possible. The other one that you need to extend is going to be your water and fuel separator wires, or sensor wires, sorry. As you can see, same thing. I've run it underneath here so it's nice and clean. And that isn't even something you guys have to run, especially you guys that are running the cat fuel filter. You know you've just eliminated that and deleted that as it is. Guys, it won't throw a check engine code. Honest to God, if you just wanted to plug it in, you didn't want to mess with those wires at all, you don't have to have it. It's already there, so I wanted to wire it up and have it run. So that's what I did. So really, you're just relocating the fuel filter itself with a bracket, and you're just extending your fuel lines and your wiring to get it done. So hopefully this video is somewhat helpful for anyone that's thinking about tackling this project. I highly recommend it. It's extremely useful. Saves a ton of time anytime you need to mess with your fuel filter. Like I said, hopefully I can convince my buddy to let me do it to his truck and we can walk through the whole process. But for right now, this is the best I can do for you guys. So hopefully it's of some help. Thanks again for watching. Feel free to keep giving me input and asking questions. The whole point of me trying to create this channel was not because I'm an expert by any means, but because I use a lot of people for help, and I want to be able to try and help you guys out, save you some time, and definitely save you some money if you're paying shop rate somewhere. We're all on a budget, including me. I completely get it. So anyway, thanks again for watching, you guys. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next time. I promise more to come.